Hi, my name is Dr. Felicia, and I'm a licensed psychologist. And in today's video, I'm going to be answering a common question that people who have been through spiritual abuse or other types of emotional or psychological abuse, or even just people who've been in unhealthy relationships, right? Maybe they are not necessarily abusive, but they're very unhealthy. Um, the question I often get is, what do I do when I'm told to just get over it? And so I want to go, it's going to be a quick video today, but I want to go more into depth as to how you can respond when you are told to just get over it or asked, why can't you get over it? That's so petty, things along those lines. So the first thing I want you to remember is that when you hear just get over it, that that can mean different things. Now, one thing you'll need to understand about my channel is that there's a lot of nuance. So there are well-meaning people that will tell other people to get over something. And the reason they're doing so is because they don't want to see them hurt. So if you think about, maybe a time when you were younger and you were dating someone and that there was a breakup, maybe like a parent or a sibling would say, you know what, just get over it, just move on. And they're not saying that from a place of harshness. They're saying that because they don't want to see their loved ones hurting. But there also are other situations in which people do this, and it is a way of kind of trying to control you and to make what you went through seem insignificant. So I'll give you an example. I get a lot of comments on this channel, but people who are in spiritually abusive institutions or any other type of abusive institution, they'll tell somebody about something that happened, right? It might be related to an incident that happened in the institution, and they're told, well, just get over it. And when that happens, the person who is saying that a lot of times feels either unable or unwilling to address the problem. And it may even be a way of them trying to diminish their own guilt about the situation. And that's not healthy. And so if you imagine, maybe you're in a spiritual institution and you're telling someone, hey, this happened, I'm having a difficult time, and they say, just get over it. To me, that communicates an attempt to control a couple of things. And so if you go back to my old videos, or one of my older videos on the topic, I explain how spiritually abusive institutions especially feel entitled to two things: your time and your resources. And I want you to remember that as you're watching this channel and anywhere you are operating from this place of like trying to defend yourself against further abusive relationships. Abusive people and abusive institutions feel automatically entitled to your time and your resources. And those resources could be emotional. And so a situation like this, when someone is telling you to get over it, they're basically saying, look, you're taking too long dealing with this issue. And so you need to speed up the time regarding it. And in regards to emotional resources, that person could also feel entitled to tell you how to emotionally manage a situation, right? And that's not anyone's place to tell anybody. So sometimes people struggle with guilt about this because they think, gosh, I probably should get over this thing, but the way this person told me it was so mean, and they're just in conflict. Like, what if that person is right that I need to get over it? And the way that I would respond to this, either internally or verbally, is to just let them know, you know what, that's my decision, and I'll do that when the time is right for me. It's hard to determine what the right time is to get over something, right? Two similar situations or two identical situations can happen to two different people, and one person will get over it a lot sooner than the other person. They might not even be affected. We vary as humans in our emotional sensitivity, and just in how we perceive the world. And so it's really important that wherever you go and whoever you're in a relationship with will respect that. And instead of telling you to just get over it or tell you that you're being petty or you're being too sensitive, try to understand where you're coming from. Now, are there times when you need to get over something? I would say yes, but again, it depends on what that situation is and how you get over it. When people decide to move through a situation that's really difficult and challenging for them, they do so because they have come to the realization that staying stuck in that cycle is not helping them. And so that's an individual decision that someone is going to come to on their own, not by being shamed into believing that they are not getting over something. Just in my clinical work, in my work with my patients and clients, I see that when people are having a difficult time getting over something, it's either because they don't have the right tools to process what happened, or there has not been any closure with that situation. And so it's not just what you want to do. There could be factors in your environment that make that really challenging. And if you find that you're in that kind of situation where you really want to move past something, but you feel stuck, I would encourage you to see, check out some work with a licensed mental health professional that can help you with that. But I want to also conceptualize what getting over something means. People think that it's just time. And so after a certain amount of time, you're just going to be over this thing. And it doesn't work that way. You actually have to actively process what is going on, what happened, and how you plan to move through the situation. But getting over something doesn't mean that you never talk about it. It doesn't mean that when you remember it, it doesn't still hurt. What getting over something means is that the way you're reacting to that memory, or the way you're reacting to other things that might invoke the memory of what happened, you're dealing with it in a way that helps you, right? And you're dealing with it in a way that is, that I would say adds or improves your mental health and not makes it worse. Okay, so in summary, if you ever hear someone tell you that you need to just get over something, and they're coming from a place of kind of like harshness and impatience, it's important to affirm to yourself that that is a choice you will make when you're ready. And also, that also reveals something about that person as well, because a true friend and a true supportive person would understand that you getting over something is going to be your own choice, not someone else's choice to dictate. And also understand that we can't completely grasp what someone is going through in a particular situation. So I encourage you to remember that the next time you're told to just get over something. And again, also to remember that people may tell you that because they were directly or indirectly involved in what you are hurt about. You know, they may have failed to intervene when they should have and could have, or they may have been part of the unpleasant experience. And so it's also very important to consider the source and make proactive steps on your end to work through whatever you feel like is hindering you emotionally. All right, so I hope that helped. I'd love to hear from you all in the comment section. Have you ever been told to just get over something by someone? And if you have, how did you respond? And also, how have you worked through or gotten over a situation that you felt was really bothering you? So please answer those in the comments, or just talk about whatever else you found relevant in the video. If you'd like to make an appointment or book a consultation with me, you can go to my website, skillsetcounseling.com, or click in the link in the description box. And that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day that's full of peace. Bye-bye.